Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy Sim, and this is the shoot around from Nothing But Knicks. And ladies and gentlemen, the stars just might be aligning for Dame time to play in New York City. We're going to talk about that in just a second. But if you're new to the channel and you want to stay updated on everything about the New York Knicks, make sure you subscribe right now. Ring that notification bell. You'll be notified anytime I go live, drop a video, or post in my community section. And if you like local news, make sure you get the Newsbreak app. You can get it by clicking on the link in the description of this video. And yes, I will have exclusive New York Knicks content on Newsbreak. So now let's talk about Dame time in the New York Knicks. As you may know, the Portland Trailblazers, they plan to hire Chauncey Billups as their head coach. According to Adrian Wojnarowski, Billups and the Portland Trailblazers have an agreement on a 5-year deal. But it's come with some media backlash. In 1997, there were sexual assault allegations against Chauncey Billups. And this has prompted Damian Lillard to kind of distance himself from the coaching hire. This is what Damian Lillard said in response to a fan. First of all, the fan said this. He said, "This is on Dame, in my opinion. They were always going to hire exactly who he wanted, and he wanted Billups or Kidd. They put out names like Becky Hammond and Mike D'Antoni to cool off some of the backlash and hired the guy who they were always going to hire." And Damian Lillard responded with this. He said, "Really? I was asked what coaches I like of the names I heard, and I named them. Sorry I wasn't aware of their history. I didn't read the news when I was 7 or 8 years old. I don't support those things. But if this is the route y'all want to come at me, say less." Now, despite the media backlash and the comments from Damian Lillard, the Portland Trailblazers still intend on hiring Chauncey Billups. This could lead one to believe that the Blazers and Dame are not on the same page. And of course, we all know that Damian Lillard has some questions about how the organization is going to move forward in building a championship team. This is what he said. "We didn't win a championship, so obviously where we are now isn't good enough. I don't know what a shakeup looks like or what changes will be made or could be made, but obviously as it is, it wasn't good enough. We came up short against a team without their starting point guard and their shooting guard. Will Barton didn't play, and Jamal Murray didn't play, and we came up short. Obviously, where we are isn't good enough to win a championship. If it's not good enough to get out of the first round series with two of the best 3, 4 players not on the floor." That's Damian Lillard after being eliminated from the playoffs. And then he went on to say this. "How long should I stay dedicated? How long till opportunity meets preparation?" As he quoted the late, great Nipsey Hussle. It definitely seems like the relationship between Damian Lillard and the Portland Trailblazers is kind of rocky right now. I can guarantee you this, ladies and gentlemen, the Knicks are watching closely. And as soon as Dame is on the block, they're going to pounce. I'm sure they've already made a phone call to inquire about the situation. And according to the New York Post, the Knicks are willing to give up at least 3 future first-round draft picks. But it's going to take more than that. They're going to have to give up young players. Who do you give up? For me, I want to keep R.J. Barrett and Julius Randle. I want to put those 3 together. So who do you give up? That's the question. And it's a tough one. Of course, the Knicks have salary cap space, so they can absorb some of Damian Lillard's salary, which he makes a ton of. In 21-22, he makes $43.7 million. 22-23, $47.2 million. In 23-24, he makes $50.7 million. And in 24-25, he makes $54.2 million. That's a player option in 24-25. July 15th, Damian Lillard turns 31 years old, which means in 24-25, he'll be about 35 years old with the option to make $54.2 million. I'm going to tell you what, ladies and gentlemen. Damian Lillard is built for New York City. And if you can find a way to bring him in, keep R.J. Barrett, keep Julius Randle, I think you're building something. I think you're building something, and you do it. I know there's a lot to think about with his salary and his age and who you got to give up, what you got to give up, but you do it. You do it. You've seen Brooklyn and other teams. They've brought in the high salary guys and been able to find pieces to put around them because players want to come where other players are. I think you find a way to do it, man. You bring Dame to New York. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think. Is Damian Lillard destined to be a New York Knick? Are the stars aligning? Seems like he might be disgruntled in Portland with the way that they're moving. He's got an ally in New York already. Remember, Johnny Bryant, Knicks associate head coach. He's a good friend and mentor of Damian Lillard. The Knicks need a point guard. Is it a match made in heaven? Talk to me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Knick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench.